Welcome, everyone. Today, we are taking a deep dive into the transformative world of Microsoft 365 Copilot. We are going to explore exactly how Copilot adapts its generative AI capabilities across different applications like Word, Excel, Teams, and PowerPoint to supercharge your daily workflow. Let's get started. Welcome, everyone. Let's kick off by understanding what Microsoft 365 Copilot actually is. It is not just a basic, isolated chatbot. It is a highly advanced generative AI assistant embedded directly into the Microsoft 365 apps you use every single day. The true magic lies in how it combines powerful large language models with the Microsoft Graph. The Graph acts as the connective tissue for your organizational data, your emails, chats, documents, and meetings. Why is this such a game changer? Because it dramatically reduces mundane tasks and accelerates your productivity without ever leaking your proprietary data. How do you use it? Simply by typing natural language prompts right there in the app. As we deep dive today, remember this critical point. Copilot operates within your existing security boundaries. It only searches and retrieves information that you already have explicit permission to access, ensuring enterprise-grade compliance at every step. Take a look at this architecture flow on the screen. It starts on the top left with you, the user, entering a prompt within a Microsoft 365 application. Notice that this request doesn't just go straight to a public AI model. First, it routes through the Copilot system down to the Microsoft Graph. The Graph securely retrieves your relevant organizational context, like recent files or emails you have access to. Only then is this rich, grounded, and secure package sent over to the large language model. The LLM processes it and sends the generated, highly contextual response back to your app. This closed loop ensures that the AI's response is tailored to your specific work context, while strictly honoring your company's security boundaries. Moving on to our first specific application, Microsoft Word. Copilot in Word acts as your dedicated personal writing and editing assistant. We have all faced the dreaded blank page syndrome, staring at a screen, wondering how to start. That is exactly why Copilot is here. It helps you instantly draft brand new content, summarize lengthy 30-page reports into a single page, or rewrite existing paragraphs to sound more professional or concise. How do you trigger it? You just look for the Copilot icon on your ribbon and type a conversational prompt like, "Draft a project proposal based on yesterday's meeting notes." Let's deep dive into a crucial feature here, data grounding. You can explicitly tell Copilot to use work-grounded data, meaning it searches your internal SharePoint and OneDrive files to build the document. Alternatively, you can use web-grounded prompts, where Copilot safely reaches out to the Bing search index to pull in the absolute latest external industry trends to enrich your report. Let's trace the drafting workflow in this diagram. You start at the top with the drafting prompt node, asking Copilot for a new document. You then hit a critical decision point, select grounding. If you choose work data, Copilot securely queries your internal emails and files via the Graph. If you choose web data, it reaches out to the Bing search index for current public information. Once the necessary data is retrieved from either source, Copilot moves down to generate the initial draft. From there, you enter the refinement loop at the bottom. This is where the magic really happens. You ask Copilot to adjust the tone, condense paragraphs, or even convert text into formatted tables, looping until you reach your final, polished document. Now, let's talk numbers. Copilot in Excel is essentially your AI-driven data analyst. To get started, there is a strict requirement. Your data must be formatted as a table and saved to OneDrive or SharePoint. Why do we use it? Because analyzing complex datasets, identifying outliers, and manually building pivot tables can consume hours of your day. With Copilot, you just type, "Highlight key trends in Q3 sales," and it does the heavy lifting instantly. You can ask it to generate specific formulas, like calculating percentage growth across columns, or have it build professional charts with a single click. For our deep dive, I want to introduce you to the Analyst Agent. This is a specialized reasoning agent within Copilot designed for complex statistical analysis. It uses chain-of-thought reasoning to provide deep insights. This means it doesn't just spit out a chart, it explains the why behind the trends and outliers it discovers, giving you a comprehensive narrative of your data. This diagram maps out your Excel Copilot journey. It begins on the left with your raw formatted Excel table, stored securely in the cloud. You issue a user prompt, asking for specific analysis. This request is routed to the central Copilot engine. If it's a basic request, it branches up to directly generate a formula or chart. However, for complex analytical requests, it branches down to engage the specialized analyst agent. This agent performs deeper, chain-of-thought reasoning, analyzing multiple variables simultaneously to uncover hidden patterns. Finally, this advanced processing converges into deep insights and visualizations, presenting you with a clear, actionable summary of your data that is ready for executive review. We have our draft from Word and our data from Excel. Now we need to present it. Copilot in PowerPoint serves as your personal AI presentation designer. Its core function is to transform your raw ideas, or entirely existing documents, into visually stunning slide decks. Why is this so valuable? Because building presentations from scratch worrying about layouts, fonts, and images is incredibly tedious and time-consuming. How do you execute this? You simply open Copilot Chat within PowerPoint and type a prompt like, create a presentation from /project-proposal.docs. Copilot reads that Word document and generates a complete, structured deck. Let's deep dive into its refinement capabilities. Copilot doesn't just lazily paste blocks of text onto a slide. It intelligently condenses long paragraphs into punchy, readable bullet points. It suggests professional layouts, aligns with your corporate branding, and perhaps most impressively, it automatically generates comprehensive speaker notes at the bottom of each slide, so you are fully scripted for your live presentation. As you can see in this horizontal flowchart, the presentation building process is incredibly streamlined. It starts on the far left with your source material. This could be a detailed Word document or a simple text prompt. You feed this into PowerPoint Copilot. The engine immediately moves to slide generation, structuring your narrative into distinct slides. But the AI doesn't stop there. The flow splits into 3 simultaneous refinement nodes: layout formatting to make the slides look visually appealing, text condensation to ensure your audience isn't overwhelmed by words, and speaker notes creation to script your talking points. All these intelligent processes merge at the end to give you a client-ready deck in a fraction of the usual time. Next up is the application where most of us spend a massive portion of our day: Outlook. Copilot in Outlook is your intelligent communication manager. The sheer volume of daily emails can be overwhelming, leading to missed details and fatigue. Copilot cuts directly through that clutter by instantly summarizing long, convoluted email threads. With a quick glance, you can see exactly what decisions were made and what action items are pending for you. How do you use it? Just click the Summary by Copilot button located at the top of a lengthy thread. When it's time to reply, you can ask Copilot to draft a response based on the context of the conversation. Let's deep dive into tone and scheduling. Copilot understands the nuance of the thread and allows you to adjust the tone of your draft. You can instruct it to sound more professional, concise, or friendly. Furthermore, if the summary reveals a meeting is required, Copilot can seamlessly transition the email thread into a calendar invite, complete with an automatically generated meeting agenda. Let's follow the email management lifecycle in this diagram. At the top, you start with a long email thread. Instead of reading 15 separate messages, you pass it through the Copilot Summarizer node, which smartly drops down to extract decisions and action items. Armed with that knowledge, you hit a decision point, next action. If you choose to reply, you move left to the Draft Response node. Here, you leverage tone adjustment, instructing Copilot to be formal or casual before moving to Send Email. Alternatively, if the summary indicates a discussion is needed, you branch right to Auto-Schedule Invite with Agenda, seamlessly turning inbox clutter into a structured meeting. Now let's explore Copilot in Microsoft Teams, which acts as your real-time meeting assistant. Imagine joining a critical project meeting 15 minutes late. Instead of interrupting the speaker, you simply open the Copilot pane and type, "What did I miss?" Copilot instantly gives you a private summary of what has been discussed so far. Why is this so powerful? Because it allows you to stay fully present and engaged in the conversation rather than frantically taking notes. How does it work? As long as meeting transcription is enabled, Copilot continuously analyzes the spoken words in real time. Let's deep dive into its advanced analytical capabilities. Copilot doesn't just transcribe, it comprehends sentiment. You can ask it to identify exactly where the team agreed or disagreed on a specific topic, summarize what a particular stakeholder said, or automatically generate a table of pros and cons discussed during the call. After the meeting ends, it provides a comprehensive recap with clearly assigned action items. This diagram illustrates the immense power of Copilot during a live Teams meeting. It all hinges on the second node. You must enable transcription to capture the dialogue. This text data feeds directly into the central Copilot real-time engine. From here, We see three distinct capabilities branching out during the call. First, late join catch-up, giving you a quick private summary. Second, sentiment and disagreement analysis, where it maps out team alignment and conflicts. Third, action item extraction, identifying who promised to do what task. Once the meeting concludes, all these real-time branches funnel into a definitive post-meeting comprehensive recap, ensuring every single participant has a clear, documented path forward. Let's zoom out and look at the broader Microsoft 365 Copilot app experience, specifically focusing on chat, pages, and notebooks. While we have looked at Copilot locked inside individual apps, the standalone Copilot chat acts as your central hub for cross-app intelligence. You can ask it to synthesize information from across your entire organization's emails, chats, and files simultaneously. But chat interfaces are transient. They scroll away. That is why Microsoft introduced Copilot pages and notebooks. Notebooks provide a secure, persistent workspace for complex, asynchronous research. You can feed a notebook dozens of documents and have Copilot analyze them over weeks. Copilot Pages, on the other hand, allows you to take a great AI chat response and instantly turn it into a collaborative loop component. You can share a page with your team, and everyone can edit, add to, and refine the AI's output together in real time. It perfectly bridges the gap from solo AI research to dynamic team execution. Take a look at this structural workflow. You initiate a broad query in the central Copilot chat at the top, which leverages all your M365 data to synthesize cross-app data. Once the AI generates a valuable response, you reach the preservation and collaboration decision point. If you are conducting deep, ongoing solo analysis, you push the data down the left path to Copilot Notebooks, a persistent space that remembers your context over time. If the data requires immediate input from your colleagues, you push it down the right path to Copilot Pages. This action transforms the static chat response into an editable loop component, unlocking real-time multiplayer editing, where your entire team can refine the content simultaneously. To tie all these concepts together, let's walk through a real-world use case that demonstrates immense compound value, preparing an urgent quarterly business review. Imagine your VP asks for a QBR presentation, and it is due in exactly 3 hours. First, you open Excel and use the analyst agent to instantly identify sales trends and generate visual charts from your raw data. Second, you open Word and prompt Copilot to draft a comprehensive executive summary based on those Excel insights and recent client emails. Third, you open PowerPoint and instruct Copilot to convert that finalized Word document into a professional 10-slide deck, complete with your corporate branding and auto-generated speaker notes. Finally, you use Copilot in Teams or Outlook to summarize the final deck and draft a polished, confident message to your stakeholders. This end-to-end workflow demonstrates how Copilot maintains context across applications, transforming days of grueling administrative work into just a few hours of strategic, high-impact refinement. This final diagram brings our entire training to life through a practical, real-world workflow. We start on the far left with Excel, where Copilot quickly analyzes raw data to find trends. That analytical output flows directly into Word, where Copilot helps you weave the data into a compelling, written executive narrative. Once the Word document is finalized, the flow moves to PowerPoint, automatically transforming your text document into a highly visual slide deck equipped with speaker notes. Finally, the finished product flows into Outlook and Teams, where Copilot drafts your professional communication to stakeholders. It is a seamless, connected cycle of extreme productivity across the entire Microsoft 365 ecosystem.